You let me know, bro.
Hey, this is TUC Talk, as my good brother Antonio Godfrey, may rest his peace, would say. Y'all already know who I am, Ladale Fashionista, managing director here at True Culture Magazine. And today, on this special edition of TUC Talk, we have a special guest, my guy, my brother from another, Mr. Prime Ethics.
What up? What up? Yeah,
Yeah.
is that how y'all say it in New York? Yeah.
Yeah.
We
You
in this
already know
thing.
how it go, man. But Prime, man, like before we get into it, because honestly, we're gonna unpack a lot of stuff. This episode might be a bit controversial, but hey, like we only bringing this in, just so we can get the people the real. That's what we're all about at True Culture. So, but
Mm-hmm.
before we get into all that, tell everybody a bit about yourself, what you do, what you got going on, all that good shit.
First of all, us being men of color is already controversial with certain demographic. Anyway, yeah, it's me. I'm the owner of Kevlar Productions. It's two of us, me and my brother Southside G, and I'm also an artist, musician. Just kind of wear a few hats, but yeah, overall business owner, father. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, proud Boricua / Floricua, Florida Puerto Rican. You know what it is.
He's a
The
Florida
flag.
boy. Let them know
Yeah,
what part of Florida you from, bro. What you repping?
I'm from Kathleen, so Lakeland, Florida, Kathleen area, same place where Ray Lewis is from.
Ray Lewis, one of my favorite football players right there. Shout
Yeah,
out
you
to
know,
Ray. He came,
top of
he came,
everything, you know.
he came from the U, University of Miami. So
Yeah, you can't beat that. I'm
that's what's
also a
up.
Hurricanes fan, so hey, he was played for Kathleen High School. Even though I went to the rival school, I went to Lakeland, but bro, even that's crazy. There's a rivalry, and I found out that's because of racism back in the days.
Mm.
Yeah, Kathleen was the black area. That's the area that they put all the black folks in, and they was doing amazing. They created their own just their own city really before Lakeland became incorporated even. And when them folks wanted to incorporate the city, they ended up burning buildings down in Kathleen area and stuff like that, and making the businesses go all the way far back or just decease completely. And yeah, like Lakeland was a all white high school. Kathleen, the Kathleen area specifically was where they would put all the black and colored students and stuff. So there's a rivalry still to this day. Them football games get dangerous, bro. But people don't know that's where it's from. That's really where it's from.
All right, let me ask you this then, because you're a proper league, we already established that. But you said you went to Lakeland High School, the rival
Yeah.
school of Kathleen. Now, were you there when you was at Lakeland? Did you ever have like issue trying to like fit in? Like, how was it? Like, how would you
Yeah.
feel about the student body?
Yeah, so I mean, going to Lakeland, okay, being from the city of Lakeland, everybody knows you want to be going to Lakeland High School because that's the winning football team. They always win state back-to-back championships. A lot of really good players came out of there. The Pouncey twins came out of there. Chris Rainey, shout out to Chris Rainey, my boy. Ahmad Black. A lot of really good players came out of Lakeland High School, so it's already like it ain't really a matter of fitting in. It's like everybody kind of wants to go to Lakeland in a way because of the
Right.
football team, what it's become now. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have no problems fitting in because a lot of my friends that I grew up with were at Lakeland, so it was just it was pretty normal. And I guess just being a teenage boy in general, you trying to fit in high school anyway. But yeah, it wasn't no because I was from the Kathleen area, being at Lakeland. It wasn't really nothing on that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then what's crazy is you would have kids from Kathleen High School show up to Lakeland to fight all the time. Like you have kids from Kathleen side sneak on campus just to bro. People when I describe people like my high school experience, they say you went to a prison. Yeah, man, we had got friends got locked up all the time. Like when you fought in Lakeland, you get arrested. We would have every hallway had a police officer guarding the hallways. But we still got away with a lot of shit. But you had to do it by sneaking on the cops all the time. So I'm pretty well versed in like getting around police and shit.
Yeah, see, ladies and gentlemen, that's just a taste what you could get out of this brother, man. Not only does he have the historical facts, but he got stories for days, man. So, but Speaking of stores, I think we could get into some more before we get into the mental health check-in because you mentioned that your CEO, Kevlar Productions, quality work. We go have the links in the description of all that you do for people to check out. But how did you get involved with with the camera, like cinematography? Plus, you also rap as well. So how do
Okay,
you get
yeah.
involved with those two crafts?
It went hand in hand. So I always just loved filming stuff when I was a kid. Growing up in the '90s, cameras was still really kind of new to us. So my grandpa like filmed my birth. I remember watching them videos when I was little. Like, damn, like he filmed like in the hospital. My mom used to always have a camera and like shoot every vacation or whatever thing we did. She would just always film it. So I was always like into filming stuff just for fun and filming it just for like documentary purposes, not knowing I would ever do nothing. But yeah, so with that being said, it was just like it sparked in a I had a early spark interest. And what I started doing when I started editing videos is because I was skateboarding. And when I skateboarded, you always want to try to make like a sponsor video to try to get a sponsorship.
Right.
So that's when I started like filming. I had my own camera. We started filming stuff and making skate videos with my friends to try to get sponsorships. And that's when I started editing. So that was all the way back in like 2006.
Yeah, I
That's when I
remember
started.
back then, like Monster Energy, you drink a Red Bull, that was like popping back then.
Yeah, bro.
Big
Monsters was we
time.
were drinking like 3 monsters before school was over. It was
Right.
retarded. So, you know, I basically was doing it for fun, and then I got into music more seriously, um, and I kind of just left that skill set just in the back burner. I just did it for fun. So then when I did music, I needed to also film my shows. So I invested in like a really good camera so that I would just be able to film my shows. So I would just literally hand my 4K Sony camera to somebody who never even shot nothing in their life. I'll plug in all the settings and I'll be like, yo, just hold it still while I perform. And and that's how we got shows, you know what I mean? So I really just use it as a way to get shows and to do stuff like that. Then when I moved to Atlanta, it turned into sorry if you're hearing that beat. Um when I moved to Atlanta, it turned into a way for me to network and try to get a record deal eventually. Try to just, hey man, y'all need a cameraman for something, y'all need to shoot a documentary. Hey, I was networking with all the DJs because I was letting them know like, hey man, I also go crazy with the music. So that's how I really got started. Kind of got started on accident, and then I got a good opportunity to work on actual feature films in Atlanta, and from there, just my whole mindset switched to
Yeah.
understanding the power of film and also appreciating it for real, the artistry involved. So I feel like I could equally do both. But right now, building my film company has been amazing because I don't have to work for nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
That's a blessing, man. It's always a blessing when you can take matters in your own hands, be your own boss. Because especially with the way that we're going right now in the world, like obviously we're gonna get to that a little bit later on. But society basically dictates in terms of like what you can say, what you can do. And then basically like, they hold your job against you. Like for instance, you don't want to get a jab, they jeopardize your job. But see you, like you said, you're your own boss. So you ain't gotta worry about that. So that just goes to show like the power of ownership. With ownership comes freedom. So that's the best way to look at it.
That's exactly right. That's how me and my brother G got in business together because he was working as an electrician for somebody. He was like, I like my boss. He's really cool. But we would just get into these really deep conversations about like how free really are you? If you wanted to just leave and do something that you wanted to do today, like if you just had the inspiration to do something out of the pattern, can you do it? No, you can't. So you're really not free. And once it really set in for him, he was like, damn, I'm really not free. And the whole goal has been since all of our people that were put in slavery and everything has been to be free. So we owe it to them to really like wake up and be conscious of that and realize, well, where do we really have our freedom? You know, we don't have it playing white man sports. Much as they pay us to play these sports, and MLB is completely dominated by like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and all that. You got NFL and NBA, American black folks dominating, killing it. White man's game. They take that game from us, it's like the end of the world. But guess what? They didn't want us to play that game. Then they let us play the game. We played it better, but we don't own it. We don't own the game. We don't own the stadium. We don't own anything. We getting a fraction, even though they paying these guys big salaries to play. But when they kneel, they whoop them. Hey, they
Take it
fire
all the
them.
way.
When you speak out, that's when you see the master at work. You dig what I'm saying? And that's where you realize we're not all the way free, even at that high of a level of accomplishment in sports. But that's one avenue that they gave us, because hey, we excel. We excel in everything that we do, man. Music, food, art. It's that part's overwhelming and it's beautiful if you really think about it. Like, wow, bro, if you really was to sit there and think about all the culture that has been influenced by our people and our struggle, and specifically how we're like the new generation of like the American struggle. The people of color coming up in America, we're like the new generation of that fight. And you realize, bro, like how much has been used and even like mismanaged. You got like Korean music that's just like trap music out in the South, like, but that's good in a way because it's like, damn, bro, the reach is so crazy. As long as we can be owners, though, if we can own that, if we can't own that, it's just we really not taking full advantage of our opportunities.
Bro, you flowing. You flowing, man. So, like I said, this is just a taste of what you gonna get. But before we go any further, man, I gotta ask, as we do, just a tradition within Tuck Talk, this special edition of Tuck Talk, that is,
Oh Lord,
where are you at right now on the scale of 1 to 10?
God, Lee, you got the whole. Okay, let me see. All right,
One means I want to die. Two, my life is pointless. Three, nothing matters. Four, my life sucks right now. Five is whatever. Six, I'm content.
I'm gonna do
Seven, I'm good.
9.
Yeah,
Couldn't
nine.
get
Okay.
couldn't get better. I think it could get better. So 9. I'm excited about everything that's going on, even with the struggles. I'm definitely excited.
Okay. So let's speak into that excitement because this, like I said, there's a lot that's going on in the world. A lot of
Yeah,
darkness. At least that's what they show us. They don't show us the light. They show us the darkness. But you
facts.
said right now, like you're excited about life. So what's getting you excited right now?
Um, I think I'm excited just by okay. So Bob Marley said something about mental slavery. Okay, that's one thing that if we don't battle that, we can't really see what's ahead of us. So I've been battling mental slavery, and what the way I define that is like I guess being trapped by old ideas, things that I've been taught, uh, certain patterns that I fall into, breaking those patterns. So as I do that, I feel like I'm breaking mental slavery, and I'm able to see things a lot more clearly. So because of that, I'm excited because it's almost like opening up your palate, but in your brain. Like you try. I don't know if you're a wine drinker. I'm a wine drinker, but like as you continue to
I
drink
think I
wine,
went red wine every now and then.
yeah, but you if you continue to drink wine and you drink different kinds of wines, your palate starts opening up. And I think it's actually helped me eat food. That's a whole nother story. Like it's helped me be less picky with food. But it's the same thing with your like mental stability. If you open up your mind, you're able to consume information and process it healthy, and you're able to adapt in a positive way. You have a lot to look forward to because then you realize like the possibilities are endless. You could keep growing, you could keep making more money, you can keep inspiring more people. I mean, there's really no limit to that. It's only limited by if you're mentally enslaved. Bob Marley, shout out to Bob Marley for that one.
He made so rest in peace, man. Wow, that's the best breakdown that we've gotten yet. I'm not just saying that because you're here, but that's real. Nobody's really ever broken it down like that, like the psychology behind that. You know what I'm saying? I
I'm
concur
blessed
with
to be
you.
able to do that.
I concur with you. I'm also at a 9.
That's
Definitely excited
amazing.
about what's to come, man. Like not only within like what we're doing here, but I'm establishing my own entity. I can't wait to like release that information to the public later on because one thing that I've learned from following my brother Antonio, who's like a mentor to me, is I always admire his grind, his hustle, how he's all about like establishing like ownership, like a foundation for people that look like us. You know what I'm saying? So now
Yeah,
being out here in New York City, I see there's nothing but opportunity out here. To like create something that's revolutionary, something that's groundbreaking. And also with someone such as myself who I feel like I could bring a lot of value to other people. I feel like other people also bring value to me. I don't look at it like one sided. I'm still learning on a day to day basis because I'm a firm believer to say each one teach one, and as well as pay it forward. So just to have the opportunity to pay it forward to other people, and my mentors, my OGs, they continue to pour into me. So I just figured, now is the perfect time, to step out and just push my limits. So I'm excited to see that in regards to like how far I can go. I know with the grace of God, with God being on my side, I told him like, use me as your vessel. I'll just live my life on autopilot. I'm gonna just trust in the direction that you're gonna lead me. So
That's
that's
right.
why I'm excited about life, brother. I'm excited. So I concur with you on that.
Good, good, man. Yeah, find a way to find a way.
That's what it's
You
all
know,
about.
it's about just that faith process. And one more thing on the Bob Marley thing, because right after that, it said he's like, free yourselves from mental slavery. No one but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, because none of them can stop the time. And I think that relates even more to what people are scared of now with the whole Russian issues and stuff going on in the world, possible wars, or even people just wanting a war in general in their heart. But like, if we look at that and those sort of things are out of our control. And I think that's why Bob Marley addressed that, where he's like, have no fear for atomic energy because none of them can stop the time. It goes back to just being okay with yourself. If you're not okay with yourself, if you can't sit there in silence and be still and still be grateful, then you got work to do. But look forward to the work. Don't be discouraged by it. That's what I'm on.
I feel you on that. And that what you said, that's so true. Because I remember when the pandemic, when it first happened, like when it was at its peak. So it's everybody was losing their mind because they couldn't go nowhere. Me, I'm like, okay, well, I see this as an opportunity to get further in tune with myself.
Yep.
Because you have some people that they look towards the outside world to fill a void, because like what is like partying, drugs, alcohol, anything related to that, they look at like that's like their escape from reality, so to speak. But some at the same time, though, you have to be comfortable with silence, your own presence.
Absolutely,
You know,
man.
so I
Absolutely.
just yeah, I definitely just wanted to add on to that because what you said right there was so true. Like enjoying like it's your own solitude. That's very important.
Imagine trying to make a decision. Like imagine you're in the forest and you're lost, and you're with like five other people, and you're trying to think about retracing your steps. You're trying to think how you even got there. You're trying to think where you about to go, and now everybody's telling you where to go at the same time, and you won't stop to just mute them out and be able to think for yourself where you gonna go. Because regardless, this is every man for himself. When it comes to life, it's almost like that. So picture,
It's a be killed world.
yeah, man, picture yourself being in the forest, and if you're not in tune with yourself, you're letting everybody else tell you where to go. They may or may not be right. And at the end of the day, that could be a life or death situation, a life or death decision that you made, um, based off of somebody else's opinion, based off of somebody else's information, and that's not. People shouldn't be okay with that. But when it comes to the clubs and stuff like that type of lifestyle, I mean, depends on what you do. Like I was at the club the other day, but I was getting paid to be there.
There you go.
I still go to the club, I guess technically, but I don't. I'm not into the wasting the money and getting caught up and doing all that stuff. I'm in there to make money. So if you see me at a club, I'm getting a bag.
Exactly. And ladies and gentlemen, I saw this man on his IG, so he posts about all his equipment costs. So trust me, and you booking my guy, you gonna get some quality work. Like he's like
Thank
you
you.
said, you're like your luxury, right? You're a luxury cinematographer. So
Yeah, you have to make that distinction because it's just people don't know. People like if you don't know, then you're gonna say some reckless shit. Sometimes you're gonna be like, "How much for that Hublot?" And it's like you don't really ask that because it's like $150,000 watch.
it's
You
supposed to
know
be
what I
implied that you already know once you walk in there.
Yeah, you should know that you're talking to like you're having a quality conversation. So therefore, like, the question should be a little bit different. Like it shouldn't be about how much. It should be about what is it? What am I getting? What's the quality standard here? What are we meeting? So if it's jewelry, it's like what kind of diamonds are they? Are they factory set? Is it yellow gold? What carat is it? Those kind of quality conversations and questions we want to encourage people to kind of have with us, because we have a variety of things we could do for people. Everything from movies to television shows to shooting your birthday, music videos, commercials. So, having one price or saying like, oh yeah, we could do it for this, like that's not really realistic. And people don't really understand that. People think they don't know. Okay, let me give you some. I don't know if you know this, but like, um, and this was back in 2012. They told us in high school they were paying $1 million for a placement during the Super Bowl for any commercials, like just 1 million and up, just to for the time, space to advertise during the Super Bowl time. I'm sure it's gone up even crazier since then. But imagine that they're spending 1 million just to put it on television. Imagine how much more they're spending on the actual production itself. But people say, "Oh, but I only want it to be like 30 seconds." Yeah, them commercials like 30 seconds. You think they're not spending millions on 30 seconds? That happens. In a world where that happens, you got to understand like that happens. And sometimes you're talking to a company that can do that, and sometimes you're talking to just like your neighborhood videographer. Nothing wrong with that, but this ain't that. This ain't the same thing. And respectfully, we work hard for this, and we do this for our own people too. So that's a whole nother level of confidence that we demand. We demand a certain level of respect.
Yeah. Now, I'm glad that, ladies and gentlemen, he's giving y'all the game, how this goes. But I'm glad that you brought that up, because I had this conversation with a friend earlier, and basically told me that, all right, if a person's supposed to be like your friend, let's say for instance, like you're a cinematographer, dope ass cinematographer, that if you cool with somebody, let's say for instance you grew up with somebody, right, in your circle, that
Yeah.
you're so automatically supposed to look out for them just off the strength of your friendship. I'm a firm believer that, hey, listen, if you really fuck with somebody, you're gonna pay their race no matter what. You're not gonna look for a discount out of respect. If you really respect their craft, cause that's how it goes. So what do you say to that? Do you have people that come to you like, yo, like man, like come on, we grew up together, like give me a discount, like how's that been for you?
Okay, so I've gotten all kinds of them type of situations, but I will say, off like the top of my head, I don't really get as offended as maybe you probably would, um, based off what you just said. But because I think about it, it goes both ways. Like, what if you're that friend is looking up to Ladale, and you're just like, yo, if Ladale fucks with me, he might look out for me. Like he might do something
I've been
and
there.
reach out and bring me up. And I've been brought up in them situations. Like even Tonio, when Tonio gave me a chance and stuff like that. When I had no business being at a Miguel Wilson fashion event and having access to like all these celebrities and doing all this stuff, and he just was and they gave me like champagne when I first got there. Like he kind of like reached out, brought me in, gave me a chance. So I look at it, and as long as we do this with respect and understanding, yo, I can give you something, but you can't ask for the world, bro. You can't ask for the world. I can give you, I can look out for you because of, yeah, you got tenure with me. I value that. However, you can't ask for the world. But I'm gonna do
Yeah,
it.
that's what I was saying. You got some
Mhm.
people like they want it all. Like they want the whole premium package. They don't want the trial version. Like
Yeah,
they want the
those people
whole.
are not friends. Those people don't count.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I had a friend's dad reach out. This was the weirdest shit ever. He got blocked. He reached out on Facebook. He said, "Yo, I see you doing big things, making big money, whatever, whatever. Can I get a small loan of like $3,000? I'll pay you back." Like, yo, I'm so and so's dad from you were friends with my kid in high school. The fuck, bro? That was the weirdest shit ever. And then, unfortunately, that wasn't the first time. Like, it was multiple different people that have done shit like that. I get asked like random ass like, can I get a loan for $2,000? Like, where are y'all thinking I got all this money? You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to a homie last night. He has a clothing brand. They did 100,000 in sales. He's like, bro, I haven't made like no profit though. 100,000 in sales looks good, big number. But if you have to reinvest that, that you're not making that money, and people don't understand that. They don't care about that. Now, the benefit is not the 100 grand. The benefit is the fact that my homie gets to be his own boss and free. But now, how do we transition just from being free to now being wealthy? And that's where I'm excited to learn about. I'm excited to learn about that. But it takes a lot of patience, bro, and you deal with a lot of funny shit for sure.
That's for certain. That's for certain. All right. Without further ado, let's get into it. TUC Talks presents Prime Suspects. So, brother Prime, who's our suspect number one? Like who needs to smoke? Like who do we have to correct? Like we said, there's a lot that's going on in the world, whether it's in the entertainment industry, the political world, the social world. Like,
then we just gonna throw somebody out there. I don't know about that. Man, I don't know. Off top of Kanye West need to chill, but everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Kanye is a genius though, but like he be awesome.
I respect Kanye's craft, but also at the same time, like me being like in this game for like 7 years plus, I kind of understand how promotion works. So it's be like right now, my guy, he has a docu-series out on Netflix, 5-part series.
It's amazing.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it just yet. I'm waiting till like after it's done because I'm the type of person I like to wait for like the hype to die down.
Oh man, you gotta watch it.
Because I'm a binger. Like if I'm gonna watch something, if I decide I want to binge it, like I don't like having to wait till like I gotta wait till next week. Like I like to watch it all right then and then, because I'm in the zone. But yeah, I just seeing how things work in this game. Like I see it. You got an album coming out. You got this docu-series, Divorce with Kim. Like I see the game.
That's really the only thing I've had some issues with because it seems like that's more honestly, true to what he's feeling as far as like his whole baby mama situation and the way he's kind of like threatening Pete Davidson and all. That's just a little weird, man. You gotta let that shit go. Unfortunately, it's not easy, but it's like, man, that ain't a good look for Kanye at all.
Continue, bro.
No, I was about to say he's a genius, bro. He's already proven himself in a lot of different art forms, and but at the same time, he's somebody who's got his own ambition, and nobody can really tell him shit. So it don't really matter what I say.
Okay. But what do you think? But what do you think of the narrative that's surrounded about black men? Because Kanye, he's not the only example. Like we seen like, we seen like the crime memes. Dudes like Tyrese Gibson when he was going through it with his previous wife. Will Smith when he was going through it with Jada Pinkett Smith. Kanye West at his outburst when he had that during his political campaign. He talked about like he got a daughter and all that type of stuff and how everybody was making fun of him for crying. What do you think about this notion in regards to like black men or men of color just being vulnerable out in public and how as society we look down upon that? Like, oh, like you crying, like be a man. Like, what do you think about that notion?
Well, it's easy to feel like that's what the majority of the people think is happening, or the majority of the people want to happen in America. But at the end of the day, the internet, man, it's got so much information. Like at one end, you can see something like that, and on the other end, you can see how men have no empathy in their heart at all, and they're killing like crazy in Chicago or whatever the fuck. Like, so, but specifically with that, I don't agree. I think that it's all right to show your emotions and be crying and all that stuff, and like, however, but these people they do it on a public site, on a public forum or whatever. They're gonna expect to get all kinds of backlash. At the end of the day, bro, the people that you named that are being talked about, clown, they're making money off of that. So as long as they don't let it get to them too bad, they'll be all right. And people just want to talk about shit, bro. Like online, it's not. Oh, man, don't get me started on that shit, bro. People
Go ahead, bro.
That's who I would slap in the face. It's like the general population in a way of like they idolize the stars because they don't have enough confidence in themselves to be who they're idolizing. That person makes one mistake, and now
and then vilified for life.
they think they're powerful enough because of whatever that uh, to completely disregard and disrespect those people. But they were once fans. That's a hater. It's like that has to be diagnosed, man. There's got to be some shit going on because of all of how things have progressed and the level of influencers out there and all this stuff is going on. Like the people consuming this are becoming sick in certain ways. And they need to get woken up, bro. Stop looking so hard at what T.I. is doing. Stop looking so hard at what any motherfucker's doing. If you're not putting that much attention into looking at yourself, being self-reflective, then you're not learning shit. And every time you talk, you just sound retarded. Like, you know what I'm saying? You just sound like you don't really value life for what it is, for your own life. You're too busy worried about what everybody else doing. That don't get you nowhere. That get you stuck. And when it's up, then it's stuck.
So if it wasn't obvious, the prime suspect is y'all out there that probably might get offended by what my man just said. You know, basically just the same energy that you put into your favorite celebrity's life, put that into you as well. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't care about them if they weren't successful. If they weren't, obviously they didn't do something right. You know, so there's a reason why they got into your public consciousness. So just hope and pray to the Most High that your life, like somebody basically, like the same way you got the energy to critique someone else's life, just hope and pray that somebody will put that same energy towards you. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be putting energy towards ourselves.
Exactly. They wishing they could cry in a Maybach.
Speak on
it. You know, like, come on, man. Like, let's be realistic. Y'all talking all this shit, being online, posting memes, being silly. That don't get you paid. That might have a couple of weird friends that you got be hee ha ha. That shit's cool. But, you know, do something for real. Make some real plays. Make back-to-back plays at the bank. Like, where you got to circle around all day. What you been doing all day? I've been in the different banks all day. That's what you need to be worried. You know, people need to be worried about. But it's weird. You get the same person who thinks they want that in their life, not move a fucking finger to try to figure out how to do it. They just want to sit there and post some fucking memes and be mad about the NFL and shit that ain't going their way, shit that they can't control. Control yourself. You can only control yourself. Make something amazing out of you. Fuck what everybody else doing.
There you go. But it's unfortunate how sometimes like the algorithm online, it supports the fuckery. It supports the memes. It supports the like the shade room. Like the shade room can post about something. It doesn't matter if it's factual or not. Everybody go jump on it. But yeah, let's say if you're trying to promote your services as a businessman, I'm trying to promote my services. It's crickets, you know, because they always say everybody always want to wait to support once everybody else starts to do it. Nobody wants to be the first person. But you know, these same people, they be so quick to like post like themselves lip syncing to their favorite artist, but like say you as an artist or my people's like coming out in New York City, that's an artist. Like, where's they support? You know, they like these are people that you know. So why not put that same type of energy towards those that you know? Because we'll cry about how like we're oppressed, we're not free. But at the end of the day, we come from the same communities as these people. We're supposed to be pulling each other up. But no, we want to focus on the bullshit. So
yeah. Now a lot of us are pulling each other up, brother. So keep looking forward to it because you know we are still doing it, even in the midst of motherfuckers making noise, talking and complaining, and not moving a fucking finger. Which reminds me of the protests in 2020, and that's really where a lot of my mindset switched, and that's when I started my company and everything like that. Because you know, a lot of reasons, but overall, like I just remember a lot of people had a lot of shit to say. But there wasn't that many that was next to me and my friends and shit that were really willing to possibly get shot by the police.
And you was going to houses and shit. I saw.
Yeah, we went to Chauvin's house. No, we're not fucking around. So, you know, that's where it really comes from. You going a lot of people want to talk. A lot of people want to get mad. A lot of people want to say this and that, but like you really finna do something about it or not? You finna die about it or not? And it's that serious in life. Because what you do with your time, I mean, that could be the last thing you did. And if the last thing you did was post a meme about somebody else, some shit, some silly shit, they having too much empathy, them crying, nothing that really helped your family out, nothing that really helped anybody else out, just some complaining and some dumb shit. That's what you died about.
Time
I
is
hope you're
precious.
happy.
Time is
Time is
precious.
super precious. Hope you're happy. But we yeah, Kevlar started during that time period specifically, and we called it Kevlar because of that. Um, yeah, because like when me and G, the other owner of Kevlar, we went and to the protest and we got like super outnumbered by police. I mean, it looked like they had that thing practiced. Like they had every single corner blocked off to where we could possibly escape from if something was to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And they were in the bushes. They kept coming with more squad cars, and it just looked like shit was about to really hit the fan. And then somebody started throwing eggs and stuff at the house, and they started getting crazier. And then me and G made the decision to just go ahead and leave because we didn't think it was gonna get. We thought we already said what we had to say that day. We proved we could prove, and now it was just turning into some fuckery. So we was like, all right, let's get out of here before it really gets crazy. And but then we still felt mad about that. We felt mad that we left. We felt like, damn, we should have joined in on the fuckery. We still mad. Like we should have just burn that fucking place down. Like you feel all these different feelings. And I remember calling T Rogers, bro.
Yeah, he rests in peace as well.
Rest in peace, T Rogers. I remember calling him, dog, in that moment, and I was so mad. And I was like, you know who T Rogers is. And I was like, yo, what like what's going on? What can we do? Like, how can we, what's the move? Let me know what the move is. I'm ready to sign up. Like, what's up? Like that kind of conversation. And he slowed me the hell down. He's like, bro, what the fuck is it that you do? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, what do you do? And I said, I make music, I make videos. He said, that's what the fuck you need to focus on. You need to make music and you need to make videos and you need to make a business. Because they can attack you at the level you're trying to go. They can beat you because you have no training. You don't know what a bunker bag is. You starting to go through all this different stuff. You don't have no training. He said, what you know to do, that's what you need to do better than them. You need to turn that into a business. And he said, you need to turn your protests into a business. That's what he told us. And he was on the speaker
That's
in the
real
car.
game.
So G was hearing that too. And like that conversation plus when me and G were talking in the car, I was like, what made you would have stayed longer? Like what would have made you stay longer at over here? He said, man, maybe if we had like bulletproof vests. I said, yeah, me too, bro. I was thinking the same thing. Like if we had bulletproof vests, we would have just hung out and just seen what happened. And we really was feeling that way. And so a week later, we bought bulletproof vests because we was ready to keep going with the fight. And actually, it's actually right there. That's so fun. Like I just brought it inside. That's so crazy. I'm gonna show you too. Hold on. So this was my vest. This was the one that started the whole Kevlar thing. Because then when we started a company and we wanted to turn our protest into a business, we thought about what T. Rogers said. And so we were also just into like having our vest and being ready for whatever. And so G was like, we should call it Bulletproof Brothers Productions or something. I was like, no, that sounds intimidating, bro. Like, what if we want to shoot weddings? And
I like how you thought. You have foresight.
so I was
And
like,
you just
yeah,
recently shot a wedding, right?
yeah, I shoot weddings. Like, and,
There you go.
I work with all kinds of folks. So I didn't want to scare them off too bad,
That's
but it is what
foresight.
it is. And so we named it Kevlar because that's what bulletproof vests are made of. And it still has this like, I felt like it had this fancy kind of feel to it, like caviar, like Kevlar, And
Sounds
so
luxurious.
it sounds like luxury, but it is quality. I mean, what's stronger than Kevlar? Like not too many things. It's impenetrable by bullets. So it has a lot to do with our mindset. It has a lot to do with our people, the way we feel about our people. Fuck what the narrative is, what we see, and it's about protecting our people on a business level, protecting us on a creative level. So when we have these ideas, it's not about Ladale coming to me with an idea and I just try to make it my own. It's about how do we take your idea to the next level. We don't try to take your idea, keep it, sell it, and exploit you like they do in white sports and things like that. We want it to be something that's together. We do this together. We do this as a team. We protect you. You protect us. Let's work like that. And we found success with that, but it came from that mentality, bro. And long story short, like I was saying, G was working as an electrician. He finally made that leap of faith. He's been on his own for almost 2 years now. Me, I've been going on 3 years overall, just in general, being on my own, and 2 years with Kevlar. So it's going well. So but it started with that. It is that. It's always gonna be that. It is what it is. It's a fuck you in a way to the shit that we experienced and that we keep experiencing. And this is our protest, our business.
I love it. I love the meaning behind the name, man. So I always say this, like when it comes down to the name, like the name basically that sets the tone, like how people are gonna perceive the business. And the fact how like you broke it down, like 2020 protest, bulletproof vest, can't call it that because like, hey, we gotta think ahead of time. Okay, like, what we shooting birthday parties, what we shooting weddings, and we can't be intimidating. So we came with the name Kevlar and how bullets like it's made out of Kevlar, and then on top of that, like the mindset behind it, like literally, like your brand is bulletproof in a sense because like for one, you're passionate about what you do. There's
Yeah,
a meaning behind what you do. It's all about ownership and freedom.
yeah,
So that's impenetrable. That's bulletproof. So that's Kevlar. So
that's it.
you see, and that's perfect. That part, that bing, as soon as I said, see,
That's it. That's
that's
kind of
perfect.
weird alignment. Yeah, but absolutely, bro. I love that you understand it, and I hope other people understand it because it's not just about Kevlar. It's about you doing that on your own in your own way. You know, T. Rogers' advice wasn't just for me. It's something that can apply to everybody. Turn your protest into a business. Anything that you are upset about. If you're upset with how something's going, you go to the cookie store and they just always make them too sweet. Make your own cookie store. I mean, don't just be mad about it. Don't sit there and complain about it and write reviews and just waste your damn time. Start your own spot. Own it.
People's always reason like, oh, but I paid my money. You paid your money, but at the end of the day, you ain't received no money. Like you gotta
Yeah,
think of it differently. You're
yeah,
exchanging money for a service. Like, where do you want that for you?
yeah. I
Because
mean, you pay your money, but nobody's perfect, and any businesses aren't perfect, and it is what it is. If you can't understand that, and you think you can honestly do it better, then do it better. Make the world a better place. Have the best cookie spot in the world.
yeah,
But don't sit. I mean, we not gonna sit here and talk about problems all day and not talk about solutions.
that's true right there. And plus, I love what T. Rogers when he said, and I wish I could have had more conversations with that man. That just goes to show that life is precious. Like tomorrow is not promised to nobody. So if there's anything that you need to say, this is a message to everybody out there. Anything that you need to say to somebody that you haven't
Say,
spoken to in a long time, or you just came across your mind, reach out to that person. Because you never know, you can make that person's day, and you never know what's gonna be in tune for that person tomorrow. You know what's gonna be in tune for you. So that's why I'm a firm believer. Like always say what you need to say. Give people their flowers while they're living. Like that's very important, most certainly. But you mentioned in regards to like 2020, like that protest. Do you feel like that energy is it still the same, or you feel like that was just a moment in time? We was in lockdown, people had nothing to do, so they just took it as a moment to just like say that, hey, I'm doing this on social media, and then that's that.
I think both things happen.
Okay,
So it's still good because the fact that one of them happened is good. The fact that the other one happened, it is what it is. That's just a product of war. You're gonna have the talkers that's sitting on the sidelines complaining, mad. They didn't even show up. They still mad. And okay, but then you got a lot of people that started movements, and then you got you know stuff I can't all the way speak on too that happened, like old movements rising back up and things of that nature. So yeah, so for some people it was a moment in time, and for other people it was an absolute change. And what if you're paying attention, like I'm paying attention about certain things, even just on media and stuff, it's changed. We demanded their respect, and now they gotta address stuff. They have a whole Black History section of every streaming platform. Yeah, that's probably business, but it's also powerful because they didn't have that before, and now they gotta have that. And if they don't have that, They behind. I was at Target. They had a whole Black History section of clothing and different, not just clothing, all kinds of stuff you could buy. But all the owners were Black owned businesses. So all the people that were showcasing their brands there, it was all Black owned businesses. Like that didn't exist in the 90s. Encanto is one of the biggest movies out right now, Spanish, highlighting Spanish, Hispanic culture. Coco's been a hit. You have Vivo was another one for the kids. Shows, movies, we're dominating. We're dominating in a lot of areas. So let's look forward to that. But yeah, I think it was a moment in time for some because they was never really about it. And that's unfortunate, bro. But that's why I relate to certain people like Bob Marley and Martin Luther King. Now I understand Martin Luther King on a whole different level because it ain't it ain't about talking about no protest until you really face that. That shit was dangerous, bro. That shit is like you man. I still feel you feel the fear, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. You feel the fear. You feel like this could really be how it ends.
Realize that, yeah.
If you really pay attention to history and you see, like, even hippies got shot up. I think it was in Ohio, college in Ohio. They call it a massacre. Like, they got shot. They were protesting the war, and then somebody apparently shot a mystery shot in the air, and the National Guard just started. It's raining, man. They just started killing folks. And so that's what they do. Okay, when they feel like it's time for them to do that, that's what they're there to do. Okay, they're not there to protect and serve. They're there to keep you in line. So it's like when you get out of line, that's what they do. So with that being said, you gotta understand that on top of that, they've been killing us, and now we there pretty much confronting them. You think that's something that is just something we could just brush over? That's some deep, scary adversity, bro. And I remember before we even got out the car, I was talking to G, and I'm like, bro, you sure you want to do it? Because everybody in his family argued with him. Not everybody. A lot of people didn't want him to go. My family, they didn't even know. I didn't even tell them. Right? I mean, I had a couple cousins. I was like, yo, ride with me, man. They're like, no, man, I got to worry about my job. I got to worry about this. Like, all right. But a lot of people
it goes into freedom. We got all those consequences. Like, are you really free?
You're not free, bro. And on top of that, this is one of the most important things you can get up and fight for, die for, whatever. It wasn't just the one life lost. That's what some people try to make it about. It's about all of the lives lost. It's about all of this building up to the point where it got. And now we saying, fuck you. Fuck that. We're not doing it like that no more. And if you can't respect that, see about me. That was the attitude. And guess what? They was putting on kente patterns on like within 2 weeks, kneeling and stuff. Biden got elected. They was putting on the African patterns then. They knew what it was then. But hey.
Yeah, but I know that was just some pandering shit.
I know.
That was just some pandering shit, man.
I know, but you see, they had to address it. They had to try to, because we put too much pressure. And so it's not, I mean, man, listen, it's just about who's going to do it and who's not going to do it at the end of the day. There's a lot that needs to be done. There's a lot that could be done. Are you going to be the one to do it, or are you going to be the one to complain about it? And at the end of the day, we see who's who. And that's why I think I've been able to be successful in this thing. It's not because I make the best videos in the world, because I have the best equipment, because I think I'm cool. It's not because of that. It's because, first of all, I have faith.
Even though all that's true.
Thank you. I have faith. That's number one. And I have real faith, not like I go to church every Sunday and like we pretend to do stuff. I'm talking about, I don't know how bills are going to get paid tomorrow. I'm going to pray and I'm going to trust that that's happening. And I don't know how, but I know it's going to happen. And that's faith. And not only that, I'm going to quit my job. I don't know how I'm going to have another job. I got gauges and all that now. I got tattoos and all that. Faith. Don't worry. God will make a way.
You already know I'm blessed. I already know the moment I start getting all these tattoos and shit.
Yeah, you got the locks now. Bro, I had a situation where I was talking to this higher up in this company I was working for. It's a corporate situation, and I was talking to him about my supervisor. I was bragging about my supervisor, Vance. I was like, "Yo, this dude's super cool. You know, he's just a coolest supervisor." And he's like, "Yeah, man, I wanna promote him, but he's got those dreadlocks." I was like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, man, he would cut those fucking dreadlocks off. Like, I could get him promoted, but he just keeps that. I don't know why he has that fucking hair." Now, keep in mind, this dude had like really nice locks. Like, he ain't had no like, controversial like Wicks looking deal. That's more controversial even in the lock game. But he had like really clean locks, really clean. Like he played for like a jazz reggae band. He had really nice locks, And I was like,
vanilla joints.
yeah, exactly. I couldn't even understand what the hell this dude was telling me, but he was telling me basically like, yeah, like his appearance is not. I can't market that to my higher ups. I wish he would cut that shit so that I can get him paid more, bro. It's so crazy. And now that same guy, man, is like fighting for his freedom still. He's trying to become a real estate agent. And I was talking to him about that. Well, he is a real estate agent, but he's trying to do it all the way full time. And I was talking to him about that story. I'm like, man, I ain't never told you this story, but this is some real shit that somebody said about you. And it's like, that's how they play. They'd be like, oh, I wish I could do that with them, but I mean, the hand tattoos, I can't get with that.
I heard that a lot because I used to work at Madison Square Garden. And I was just working in the merchandising department, and my coworker actually wasn't even really a coworker. He worked in like the food department and all that. But we obviously were on the locker room because we had to wear uniforms and shit. He's like, bro, like I'm not like I understand like tattoos, no, but why the hands? Like, why would you do that to your hands? Like you're gonna be stuck here. Like nobody ever gonna hire you. You're not gonna be taken serious. I'm like, bro. I told him like, listen, like this, bro. I'm very cognizant of the things that I do. I don't just do things just to be like a rebel or some shit. Like there's a purpose behind everything that I do. So like, listen, I'm not gonna be here a year from now. And plus, I had a mohawk back then, like colorful shit too. So like, I'm not gonna be here a year from now. Like, you see, you're talking about like nobody else is gonna hire me. That's cool. I want to be the one doing the hiring, and then I can set the tone.
Facts.
So that's how I thought, and I was like 21 back then. I'm 31 now, so fast forward 10 years. So like that's the way I was thinking back then. Like I never really quite had an employee mindset. Like I understand, like okay, like you have to know how to be an employee if you're gonna be a boss. Like you can't just go ahead and just be a general. You gotta prove that you could be a soldier first. You know what I mean? Like that's how it go. Like there's levels to it. There's roles to play. You can't if you can't get the fundamentals down, then how can you expect to add to your repertoire? So you gotta start the base level. So okay, I'm gonna do that for a while. Then of course of time, just gotta get tattoos and all that. And then I always been in these situations. Even when I was in college, my college professor said, "Ladale, you're a great student. I can tell that you're very business savvy, and I will hire you, but your hair, like I can't do nothing with that." And I'm like, okay, well that's fine. At the end of the day, like that might be your perspective, but once I'm in a position, I'm gonna be thinking totally differently.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna hire you because of your hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, see, but that's why ownership is so important in our community, because then they can't tell you that. You walk in the room, they have to deal with you. They have to look at you. They have to do business and shake your tattooed hand. They have to do that. They have to see my gauges. They have to do that. They have to deal with this beard. No, I don't brush it. I don't, on purpose. It bothers you, don't it? You think it should be a certain way. Yeah, this is the way God created it, made it, and this is how it's growing. So you got to deal with that with God, not me. And at the end of the day, when it comes to locks, our hair would naturally lock up had we not created these beauty standards, this bullshit. It just locks up. Black folks that have real kinky hair, it locks up even cooler in all kinds of cool shapes. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a natural thing. It's something that has become demonized because they're always just scared, man. They're just always scared.
And the mutual friend of ours, Lou, he has locks as well. Like,
yeah, he got wigs.
Yeah,
natural.
And he's a great savvy businessman himself. So, As it goes, so you really can't judge people by his cover. One thing I loved about Antonio, he never really gave a fuck about none of that. He's like, all right, like young blood will fuck with you because of what you bring to the table, not your appearance or anything.
Exactly.
If anything, like the way I present myself should be that should actually be what's the word I'm looking for? Like another attribute because okay, like that makes you more relatable to people. You know, like yeah, I could talk as like hi, like my name is Ladale Nesmith. Like welcome to this presentation. I'm about to play you this PowerPoint. I can do that if need be. But also at the same time, I'm relatable to those from the hood as well. Cause like, yo, like I see this nigga all the time. Like, oh, he's cool. Oh, what? This what he doing? Oh, so you mean tell me that I could like he looks like me. I could do this. Like that's what you want to be. Like you want to inspire, you know, your community. You don't want to like goes like try to like fit into the mold like what you know corporate America say that you're supposed to look like, how you're supposed to talk, how you're supposed to dress, and all that. Like, nah.
No, exactly. People are attracted to confidence. So you can't be fully confident and also be trying to be somebody else. Like you can't authentically be confident. I can do this. I can trim the beard, shave the beard down, look like a Rico Suave, close these things up, speak a certain way, and I can try to do all of that. But then I'm not really being confident in who I really am. I'm being confident in a character that I'm playing that could get people far, but at the same time, it's not going to get them as far as the true confident people that they look up to. That's what makes people like Jay-Z so influential. Look at Jay-Z now. He got wigs. He don't have locks like normal locks that he's got natural hair locking up. It looked like a tree. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And trees are powerful. I'm not saying that in a bad way. It looks like a tree. So for some people who thinking in a weird way about beauty standards, they looking at that like, how the hell can he have billions of dollars, corporate deals? He's the one in behind the board meetings of all this stuff. How does he get to come in here? Now Jay-Z, when he was clean cut, made a little bit more sense. But now Jay-Z,
He
see,
made it. He don't give a
Jay-Z's
fuck.
gotten more into himself. He's gotten centered. That's what I look. That's what I see.
Yeah. But thing is, and I respect Jay Z's grind. He's a fellow New Yorker, man. Shout out to Brooklyn. But some people they may say, that, okay, like he waited till he got to like a certain level to do that. Like you said, he was a clean cut. Like me, like even like with you, like this is how we are right now, so to speak. So you're seeing it like right now, like on the ground floor. Like okay, this is how we are. Like we're not gonna wait till we get to a certain position. It's like okay, now I can take the mask off. Like what you see is what you get.
Yeah, I mean, he played the game, but we all played the game. Like when I was working at Advanced Auto Parts, I had to have a certain haircut. When I was working at a car dealership, I had to dress up every day. I had a lot of jobs, by the way, but and then I think when I was at McDonald's, you couldn't even have facial hair. So I played the game. I just never played it on the microscope that he's on. So yeah, you see, this man still have to do little things to. But once he got there, you could look at it in a different way. You could look at it like once he got there, and once he felt like, all right, it's time to really show him what's up. Did he do it or did he not do it?
He did it.
Is he walking around with wicks in his hair for real, or is it fake? It's real. He not putting extensions like Fetty Wap. He's doing the real deal.
1738. 1738. Shout out to Fetty for real.
Yeah, so
yeah,
I mean, he committed, bro, and that come with a lot.
Yeah, it's definitely it's all about perspective. So I like how you brought a different perspective to that. So that's a good way to think about it. But all right, so basically, like let's bring this thing home because like I said, the prime suspects is those out there that's for one are in other people's business instead of worry about their own. Two, those with a slave mentality, like you said, you try to bring this like your cousins, your friends, like yo, this protest, y'all down. They said no, like we can't, like I don't want to risk losing my job. Like that's like I said, like that's not necessarily freedom per se.
By the way, the same motherfuckers who want to commit crimes and do dumb shit and go to jail for dumb shit. Same people who about that. They not about this. Like I'm just needed to say that.
There you go. Interesting. Shit that makes you go, Shit
Yeah,
that
you
makes you
want to
go,
kill your own people, but when it comes to dying about your people, oh yeah, you got a different perspective.
yeah. Yeah, but man, I feel like that's the main thing. Like for one, just understand that life is precious. Tomorrow's not promised to you. If you have a grudge with anybody, like it makes no sense to hold on to that. Like you cannot like do not take that shit to your grave, you know. So, cause that's the problem with it. I feel like people they don't talk enough. You know, they hold on to resentment, they hold on to grudges, and then they like to throw subliminal shots on social media and hope that the person catches it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with like what happens to like having conversations. You know what I mean? Like just talking shit out. Like some people always resort to the extreme, and social media. Actually, I could do a fucking whole hour rant on that shit, but we ain't really got the time. But yeah, the main thing is just for one, just understand that life is precious. Make the moment out of every day, and you don't necessarily have to like when we talk about film. You don't necessarily have to like strive to be like an owner. Not everybody's meant to be an owner. Everybody has a role to play. T. Rogers basically is like gave you the game on that. That's how that helped you to establish Kevlar Productions. Like play your role. Like, in this life, there's those that are warriors, there's those that are healers, and then there's those that's also both. Not everybody can be on the battlefield. You're gonna need your healers because some of us is gonna get wounded.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day, just play your role, to like lead us to have like a better society. Each one teach one, and all we can do is just do our part. If everybody's focused on the same thing, then you know what? We're lacking in some areas. Somebody's missing the ball. Like there's a gap in our defense somewhere. So we
yeah,
gotta cover all bases, all grounds.
yeah. And one thing to say on that, because you reminded me when we were doing the protests and we were out there, front lines or whatever. It wasn't like everybody who was not there wasn't doing nothing. We also acknowledged the people who were voicing their true uh like feelings and opinions on social media, because at that time people was getting fired for saying certain things online, and those people were still protesting. They just weren't out there. They probably legit couldn't get off of work or didn't know it was going on at the same time, whatever. Like there's real factors that came into play why certain people couldn't actually physically be there on the front lines. And I don't want to discredit people who couldn't do that. I want to only discredit the people who just want to talk as if they would do it and don't do it, or say things like, or commit crimes in our community, rob our own people, kill our own people. But then when it comes to fighting for our people, they were silent. Those people, the silent people in general, they mad in their minds. They mad behind the scenes where it don't count. And they're not putting nothing out online. And they're not putting their careers on the line. Those people who didn't do nothing, history already forgot about you. But the ones who did it, we see what we did.
There we go.
We see what we did. We see how they adjusted. I don't want to discredit people who weren't literally able to go to the actual protest. It wasn't just about that. It was about, if you had the opportunity and somebody like if I were to reach out to you personally and you fuck with me, you say you fuck with me, and I'm like, Ladale, bro, can you ride with me? And you say like, nah, bro. That's the type of shit I have an issue with. It's like, damn, bro, you ain't really riding with me then. Like, you really not for me. What's wrong? What's wrong? You just faking it. You faking the
Right.
funk. What happened? I mean, and we could grow from that still. That ain't the end of the world. But it's at the same time, like, people did die during these protests. People did get hurt. Lives were lost. Things were sacrificed. And as long as you can wake up from the shit that you were not in tune with it before, and you can understand that these people made a contribution, and maybe you should respect that. That's what we need to get to. We need to respect more what happened in 2020. We need to never forget that. We need to also continue our protest, but with ownership, with our own freeing ourselves, mental slavery, with our health, protesting the shit that we eating. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, but look forward to the work. Don't look down. Don't look upset about it, because it's gonna be for your betterment. And
Exactly.
you'll look back and be like, yeah, like you said, 1% better every day. Yes,
That
that's it.
shit that shit adds up. It adds up.
It do.
You know.
And that's why people can recognize me sometimes when they're like, and I don't even be conscious of it all the way. Like, damn, bro, you doing this and that and this, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's crazy because I'm just so focused on getting a little bit better every time to where you start sometimes losing track of the whole trajectory. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, bro.
But the reason why I always talk about the whole 1% better each day because right now we're in day 2 of the month of March, right? March has 31 days in this month. So let's say, for instance, you really were getting 1% better each day. At the end of the month, you're 31% better than you was in the month of February.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at it, you know. But
and it's
I'm
not easy to get 1% better every day.
it's really not.
No, but try with everything. If anybody's listening out there, man, try it with everything. Like if you cook, try to cook better. The next time you cook. If you make videos, try to make the video better than the last video you made. Try everything you're doing, try to do it better. If you had a good job last year, try to get a better job this year. If you had good pay this year, get better pay next year. I mean, you would think that's what everybody does, but if people aren't conscious of that, they're not really doing that. Sometimes they're going backwards, and you know, there's certain other factors too, like drug abuse that just fucks up all your progress, shit like that. Like so, stay clean, as much as you can, and keep fighting, bro.
That's for certain. And I also like the fact how you mentioned in regards to like how not everybody's able to make the protest, but they
Yeah,
will post about on social media. That goes back to what I said. Everybody has a role, you know.
yeah,
So not everybody is meant to be on the battlefield. Sometimes you need people behind the scenes that look with the
facts.
microscope to like have a vision and see what's going on to inform the rest of the public. Like, nah, like do not believe what you see in the media. This is actually the true story. Like we need people like that as well. So I'm glad that
Yeah,
you did it
absolutely.
through all that perspective.
Yep, and we definitely respect all of that. We needed all of that. We needed the support when we were there, when we were not there. We needed people streaming it and sharing our photos. We needed all that. And it all worked together in a beautiful way. So it wasn't just about being on the front lines. It's just something else about being on the front lines where you're like the level of danger hits you for real, and just a different type of mindset. It is what it is. It is what it. That's what's behind this. So it's like we face that, and we know what we made of. A lot of people still don't know what they made of. So challenge yourself. Hey, if there's somebody out there listening and you think like you haven't taken a crazy leap of faith yet in life, do it and see what you really made of. Take a leap of faith and see what you really made of. Put that faith to the test.
Well said. I couldn't say any better. I feel like that's the best way to leave it. So, my brother, before we get up out of here, give you an opportunity to like plug yourself on the way out, anything that you have going on, what's to come. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media, website, all that good. Imagine I'm gonna have all that in the description box for this, but like,
Cool. Yeah. I mean, KevlarProductions.com. Hello, I'm Prime. Keep it simple. Hello, I'm Prime. And look forward to a lot of videos, music as well on the way. I got this new video that I'm about to drop. I've been getting my music mixed at a whole nother level of quality. So when I drop my new music and everything in my video projects, it's about to be at a whole nother level. Look forward to like fun vibe music, but also some consciousness and also some really crazy videos and movies and whatever else opportunities God gives us, man.
here we go, man. We gotta work together. Gotta get you down to New York, man. Gotta get you a chopped cheese and all that.
I need that.
Show you what New York is like, brother. The real New York. The
You
real New
heard?
York. Not the Times Square and all that bullshit, like the real New York, man. We gotta get
I
you
got
out
my
of
Tims. I'm waiting. I'm waiting on the
there.
invitation.
There you go, but y'all know for me, Ladale the Fashionista on IG. I don't really post that much, you know, unless if it's pertaining to work. Yeah, y'all go get it. But outside of that, like I like to remain a mystery. You know, that's another thing too. I feel like a lot of people use social media as therapy. You know, which, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, Ladale the Fashionista. You know, look out for me for on work coming up. We just started a pilot for Vibes. About to bring that out soon. You know, so got more stuff coming. Can't wait to share when the time is right. It's all about timing. Everything is about timing. You know, you gotta make sure that everything's buttoned up first before you release it out there. You know, sometimes people they talk about things and they ain't got the business buttoned up in the background. You know, so it's always good to make sure that your everything solidified before you start talking. So that's what I'm doing. And talk tribal culture, the IG, like I'm the moderator on that page. Wanted like anything regards to like interviews, promotion work, just reach out to me, and then me and the Tuck fan we'll get you right. We'll get you right. So brother Prime, it's always
Ladale.
it was a pleasure, man. Hope to do more of these with you. I feel like we barely scratched the surface. We got so much more to talk about,
Yeah, we
but I
do.
feel like this is a good kickoff for us, man.
Oh man, it was an honor, man. Thank you and thank Tonio for making all of this happen too. He's always still working with us
Concern.
forever and ever. So thank you guys
His spirit
so
lives on
much.
to people like us.
Absolutely, man. Never forget. Never forget. And just one thing, Antonio, so y'all can know a little story of him. When we were in LA, everybody's making fun of me because I got to the house late and we were staying all together. And I had this bed that was like a rock. The bed was super hard, and everybody's like, "Yo, Prime, you got the hard bed." I'm talking about it was like it was. And everybody's making fun of it. And Tonio was like, "No, Prime, you ain't got to sleep there, bro. You can sleep in the master room." And he was the one who booked everybody. He was like, "Yeah, you can sleep in the master bedroom. I'll sleep on the floor." And I was like, "No, man, you ain't got to do that, bro." And he was like, "No, for real. I'll sleep on the floor. I get the pillows and stuff." And I was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna take you up on that." He's a big dude. I'm like, "I'm not gonna take your bed, bro." And he's like, "Well, let me know. Regardless, I'm gonna sleep on the floor. And if you change your mind," I'm like, and he legit slept on the floor the whole time we were there, just in case, like, I wanted to take him up on the offer. That's Tonio, you know, somebody who thought about everybody else, and then he thought about himself. And I miss him a lot. I love him a lot, and it was just like he's always impacting me, and that's also something that happened in that year that changed me forever. But I want to think it changed me for the better. So
I'm
2020
certain.
was a crazy year, but thank you guys, thank you Tonio, thank you TUC family. It's just the beginning.
Only the beginning. Love you, miss you, Antonio, and bro, your legacy lives on in people like me and Prime, man. Not only just me and Prime, Isaiah, Lou, Jay, Kalo, everybody that's Jessica, everybody that's part of the Tuck family, Laura,
Mhm.
Brittany,
King,
the whole team, man. Akeem, Young Blood, like everybody, man. So thank you, Prime, once again. Can't
yeah.
wait to have you on for future episodes. We gonna keep this thing going, brother.
Let's get it.
Let's
Got
get
it.
it. If you guys enjoy this, like, share, subscribe to the Tuck Podcast Network, and we catch you guys very soon. Peace.
You're